Body bags where horror lies.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Body Bags. Week 145 is here and done, and DBougie86 here as usual. Now, the film I got for you guys today is a film from 2014. It's a film I was very interested in because I actually watched the sequel to this film before I actually watched the first one. But I didn't get into the sequel yet because I wanted to watch the first one to see the differences and stuff in the films. So I'm going to be doing something on that maybe later on in either my own channel or this channel. I'm not sure yet. But with that being said, this film is from 2014. It was released by Unearthed Films, and you probably all know this one from its infamy, and that of course is American Guinea Pig, Bouquet of Guts and Gore. This film is written and directed by Stephen Burrow, who, if you don't know who he is, he's actually the guy who runs Unearthed Films. And what this film dictates is, if you haven't heard of the Guinea Pig series in Japan, this pretty much is an American interpretation of those films with this new series that Stephen Burrow has created to make a new like American Guinea Pig film like every year. Now, the main plot of this one is very, very simple plot, because what pretty much happens is these two girls ended up getting abducted in the beginning of the film, and what ends up happening is we go to the next scene after they get abducted, and they end up tied to these beds. And what is happening is it's this making of a snuff film pretty much. And what ends up happening is pretty much they're just filming a snuff film with these two girls as pretty much a sacrifice for their film. And it ensues in guts and gore, pretty much what the title implies. That's pretty much the main plot of the film, and I know it's a little spoilerish, but if you haven't never seen like a snuff film or the guinea pig film, that's what usually fucking happens in them. Now, my thoughts on this: when I was first into reading about this film, I found out like the cast, and it's a very low budget cast. I know like the main guy on the cover, he's Ate the Chosen One, who's a fellow YouTuber. I'm not really familiar with his channel, to be honest. I've seen a few of his videos. I haven't really dig deep into his like library of videos and shit. But he plays like a really subtle character, because if you ever watched his videos, he's a very open-minded, speaks his own mind type of a person. And this, he's really subtle and quiet in the film. He wears this mask through pretty much most of the film. He has a few lines here and there, but it's not too subtle of a performance. I actually liked how he was different than his usual self in the film, which was really subtle and stuff. And the way the film was shot was, I believe it's like shot like half on like low budget film and half on SOV, shot on video style. An interesting thing is actually the director of photography of this film is Jim Van Bever, who is actually a very famous cult indie filmmaker, who, of course, of his own films like Deadbeat Dawn by Dawn and The Manson Family. It was really cool that Steve Burrow actually took Van Bever's guerrilla filmmaking style with the way the film was shot. It has a lot of like guerrilla style like moments that kind of remind me of The Manson Family. I actually haven't said Deadbeat Dawn by Dawn. It's a film I always wanted to check out. And fucking yeah, I really like how it was shot. Like, I know some people might think it's like hit and miss and shit, by like in SO shot on video style with the camcorder. But I like that because it makes it look more realistic, in my opinion, because it has like that grain and like the VHS tracking shots, which really brings out like how this film was you never know what kind of period, this time period this film was actually shot in. and it really dwells into like the atmosphere and the disturbing element of the film. Now, the other actors and actors, actually, Vin Beber actually is one of the stars of the film. Also, I might add, he has a really cool like character, very short-lived, but it's cool at the same time. Now, what was I gonna say? Now let's get into the effects of the film, which you all want to hear about. My opinions on those. The effects are, of course, done by Autopsy FX, which is run by Marcus Cook, who's a acclaimed indie special effects artist, and also a director in his own right with like 100 Tears and Rot. Films I actually reviewed on my own channel too. And he's also the director of the sequel to this film, which is ironic. Yeah, the effects are really realistic looking. There's like a lot of good gore effects. I actually kind of like got kind of nauseous during it because that's how the film progresses. There's a lot of nauseous scenes with like guts and stuff, and it was really disturbing to watch because it was all done very slowly and it didn't go as fast, because even like the guy who's filming the actor per se was like go slower and always starting the left side and directing him in his actions. There's actually a cool backstory thing that I actually don't want to kind of give away because it kind of spoils the ending if you haven't seen this film already. But it's really fucking gripping and disturbing to watch that. And there's a few eye shots I had to add, and eyes make me cringe because of what they fucking do to them. I was like, oh my god, and shit. And really great effects by Marcus and his team of effects artists, I had to say. Now, do I recommend this film to people? Only to certain people I would recommend this type of film for. This film is definitely not for like the mainstream audience of horror fans, like you know, the people that would go see like one of those mainstream films and movies. I'm not saying I don't hate those people, because I do go see mainstream films in theaters. This is more for like the low budget indie crowd of filmmaking and the gore hounds, I have to say. They would recommend those movies to them. If you are interested in like seeing this film, I would say check out maybe like one of the original Guinea Pigs films. I know they're kind of hard to come by, but check out one of those first. See if this is for you. If it's not, then I say stay away from it. I actually did highly enjoy this film. It's one of those indie love letters to like the original Guinea Pig series and indie filmmaking in general, with like all the people involved with Steve Burrow, Vin Beber, Cook. They're all 100% on like what they were doing in their jobs and shit, and it was fucking comes out with a well-made like film for its type. Now, if I had to rate American Guinea Pig, Bouquet of Guts and Gore, I get the two words mixed up sometimes, but I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. That's my own personal rating of the film, because I do kind of enjoy like these low-budget indie, like kind of like gore films in a way. Like they're really well done. I like a lot of like shot on video shit. It's just my type of film. If it's for you, I definitely say I recommend this film. If it's not for you, stay away from it. But that's all I got for this review. 7 out of 10 for American Guinea Pig, Bouquet of Guts and Gore. Awesome film. Alright guys, that's it for this review. It's gone on a little way longer than I expected because I had a lot to talk about it, so I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back next week, guys, so I'll see you then. Peace out.